Hey, what up, fam? I'm just coming to you today because I want to talk to you about something. I'm sitting here, having my coffee. Y'all know I like my coffee, but I want to talk to you guys about something that's really becoming an epidemic here today. I want to talk to you about something that I call the silent killer that speaks volume. Well, today we're going to talk about depression. I have been researching depression for a while because I wanted to know the ins and outs of this epidemic that is really plaguing our people, our young people, our teenagers, our military, our babies. I just wanted to find out a little more about it. And what I've come up with is very astounding. And I felt like I wanted to share it with you guys. Hopefully what I tell you or speak about can help someone, may even help you. Well, over the past 50 years, depression has become, it has actually increased by 60% in the last 50 years. And by the year 2020, research is saying that depression will become the most prominent condition in the world. Here since the 1980s, antidepressants, the use of antidepressants on people have increased by 400%. 400%. That wasn't that long ago, guys. This day and age, our people are using antidepressants just to be able to make it from one day to the next. Just to be able to get up in the morning and have a productive day. Just to be able to tend to their kids, to take care of their households, to go to work and have productive days, they need to be medicated. That is truly sad. Not only that, this day and age, our young people, mainly young people, it has been some folks, older, but mainly young people are going to social media to say their last goodbyes. They're using social media to say goodbye to their loved ones, to their family members. They're using social media as an audience for suicide. Because the world on their shoulders is too much for them to bear. And they're too ashamed to be able to talk to someone and let somebody inside of their world. And then once those people are gone, we can sit back and say, oh, you know what? Such and such did seem like she had some stuff going on. Or he did seem like he was sad. Or I remember when he wouldn't come out of his room, or when he was overeating, or he slept all day. Wow, that's what's going on. It's really becoming a problem here. It's really, really becoming a problem. Our loved ones, are showing all signs and symptoms right in our faces, and we don't notice it sometimes until it's too late. It's like we must educate ourselves to see these symptoms, to identify these symptoms, to identify what could be going on, and if there is something going on, and if there is something going on, to be able to just go and help. They are speaking loudly, quietly, if that makes sense. It's the silent killer, because a lot of these people are ashamed. They don't know what's going on. They don't want people to see them sad, because they're always the upbeat one. They're always the center of attention. Those are the main ones that are going through right before our eyes. They can smile today, and then tomorrow they'll be down in the dumps. When they're not around you, when you don't see them, we don't know what's going on. They can get up every day and be just as happy-go-lucky, good morning. And then as soon as they leave your sight, the world weighing down on them, and they can't handle it. I have been researching some signs of depression, and some of them would be sadness. You know, people feeling sad, like they don't have the ability to be happy. Like whenever you try to make them happy, they're like, thanks. And you're like, well, hey, you know, I just gave such and such this, and they act like they didn't even care. That's fine. It might be something bigger than that. Because that sadness can penetrate their entire day and just take over, and then what? Then there's nothing. They become irritable, which means anything can irritate them or make them angry. They can find fault in things that most of us use to make us happy. Anything. It could be anything. You could give them, you know, a card, and they'll be like, oh, why would she give me this card, you know? That's all she could give me was a card? And you're doing it as a peaceful, sweet gesture, and they can find fault in that. The inability to have fun. Most of them feel like, you know, they're in such a poor frame of mind that they don't have the ability to pull themselves out of that rut, to enjoy themselves or to have a good day. They don't have that ability. Insomnia, we all know that. Their mind is going a mile a minute. They can't sleep. They're worrying about things. They're worrying about what's going on or the issue at hand, and it won't allow them to rest. Their mind won't rest. And on the flip side of that, we get people who excessively sleep. They're asleep all the time. And there's a reason for that sleep. The reason for that sleep is if they're asleep, they don't have to feel. So if you don't feel, if you don't feel, then you don't have to deal with the pain and the agony of whatever's going on. So they're asleep. Overeating. Food makes people happy. Food tastes good. Food's pretty. It's different colors, you know, different textures that might be pleasing to the palate. So food makes people happy. So most likely you're going to eat food because it makes you happy. That way you don't have to think about the things that are, you know, bogging your mind. You can eat and feel that sense of satisfaction, because eating food sends it releases a chemical in your brain that gives you false belief of feeling good. Fathom that. A loss of appetite. Sometimes, you know, when people are sad and depressed, it makes them nauseated. And when they're nauseated, they can't eat. Angry outbursts. They can fuss you out and you've done nothing to them. You can say good morning. Good morning. Who said it's a good morning? I ain't say it was no good morning. Just because you having a good morning don't mean everybody else having a good morning. And all you said was good morning. Worthlessness. A feeling that they have nothing to contribute to the world or anyone else. That's self-explanatory. They become quiet and wanted to be alone and not to be bothered. Now that's one of the ones that we need to look out for, especially in our young people, because our young people can go into their rooms and they can close their doors. And parents, oh, she just in her room today, or she just don't feel like being bothered today, or she's doing her homework. The door's closed for hours. At some point, we need to go and check on that baby. Make sure you are right. You don't know what's going on behind those closed doors. That's why a lot of parents miss the signs and symptoms of these children, because they allow them to be by themselves so long, and it's not seen as being a problem or an issue. They're just, oh, he's being a teenager, he don't like to be bothered, or she doesn't like to be around a lot of people. Why not? Why? Or sense of sadness and crying for no reason. They can bust out into tears, and you ask them what's wrong, and they cannot give you an explanation as to what is causing the tears. Physical pain is something that people don't associate with depression, but depression can cause physical illness as well. Depression can cause you to, have body aches, pains, migraine headaches, can cause nausea, vomiting, things of that such. And you don't even associate that with being depressed, because depressed to most people is a mental thing. A lot of times your mental can mess with your physical. So you're noticing that this person keeps vomiting. Why is she throwing up all the time? Is she pregnant? No, she ain't pregnant. She got a headache all the time. Every time you turn around, they're taking pills to try to get rid of headaches. Not to say that that is the only reason, but those are reasons. The reasons that I've given you, they are reasons. They are reasons, and those are symptoms of depression. Yes, it's symptoms, but those aren't all the symptoms. There's so many symptoms that I have not even listed that can go without being listed, that we don't even know about. We just have to be mindful and pay attention to our people. Our kids are losing their lives more now than ever to depression. They are depressed because they can't get the marks in school that their parents, pressure them to get. They don't feel pretty enough. They're too fat. They're too skinny. They're too dark. They're too light. It's so much that's going on in this world that is causing these kids to feel like they don't belong. But do not be afraid to step in. If you see someone and they seem like they're a little off or a little different from the way that you're used to, don't just mark it off and say, oh, they just having a moment, or they're just that. Pay attention, because they're screaming at you in silence. They're screaming in silence. They need help. Don't be afraid to help. Don't be afraid to lend a hand and to be a friend and to be that ear. And I could even be talking to you. You could be feeling some of these symptoms. You could be going through these things and needing someone to talk to. Don't be ashamed. Don't be afraid. It could be a life or death situation. Don't. Go to somebody. Whether it be, make sure it's somebody who generally cares for you. And if you feel like you can't go to your cousin or your mother or whoever, go to your doctor. Go to your doctor. Get help. Get help. Depression is real, y'all. I'm going to end this right here. Make sure you subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up. And make sure you hit the bell so that you'll be notified when I upload my future videos. Alright, guys. Open your eyes and be aware. Help somebody. Alright? Peace. Talk to you soon.